What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to today's transfer news roundup. Your weekend has officially started. It is Friday, and of course, we have that massive game coming up tomorrow against Arsenal at Anfield. A Premier League title decider, perhaps. Maybe it's a bit too early, but I tell you what, a win wouldn't half fill us full of confidence, and more importantly, would leave us top of the table heading to Christmas. So, we will be live from 4:30 right here tomorrow if you would like to join us for the watch along. Of course, we'll be taking you right throughout the game, match reaction, player ratings videos, and then we're going to have a reaction with myself and Lee Gunner that we're going to upload later tomorrow night as well. So lots to get through. But today I'm here to fill you in on the latest news. So as always, I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with these stories or if you think there's nothing to them. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. But most importantly, my friends, please do hit that subscribe button. So let's start off with a bit of an update on Jurgen Klopp on the progress of Wataru Endo. Klopp's been very complimentary, and quite simply, Jurgen said, he's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. So he's sticking by his man, and to be fair to Klopp and Wataru Endo, he certainly improved his performances lately. Does he start the game tomorrow against Arsenal? I think he might, I think I'd go with Trent in the number 6 position, but I think Klopp may go with Wataru, so keep your eyes for that one. Other little bits of injury news, by the way, ahead of the game. Diogo Jota isn't ready just yet. The game's come a little bit too soon for him. Alexis McAllister was ruled out, of course. There's good news on Ryan Gravenberch. He will be in the squad. On top of that, it's just Joel Matip, Bajcetic, Thiago, and Andy Robertson are your other injury concerns. Robertson will be back in January though, so that is good news. So now we move on to one more little bit of housekeeping before we get stuck into the two big transfer topics today. Just a reminder as well that Darwin Núñez is one yellow card away from suspension. If he picks up a booking tomorrow against Arsenal, that would rule him out of the game against Burnley. So if he gets through tomorrow, I think he's okay. It's the halfway point, these things change. So if he picks up a booking against Arsenal, he won't be available for Burnley. But you know what? If he picks up a booking because he's fiery and he's sparked up, I don't know, I'll allow it. I've no problem with that. Burnley, look, we should be able to cope with that one. But here's the two big bits of news today, and this caught my eye last night actually, but it was very late last night, so I couldn't record a video on it. ESPN have made a couple of bold claims and predictions about Liverpool ahead of the January transfer window. The first of them is they seem to think that they know the budget that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool have to work with. Now, the reason I think this is interesting is because it links into another number of a player that I'll talk about a little bit later on. But they say Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp will have a £40 million plus any potential sales budget to work with in the January transfer window. That's kind of similar to previous campaigns actually. If you look back over the business Liverpool have done in January windows in the last couple of years, that kind of tallies up to about right. So are they guessing? Or do they genuinely have information on it? Truth is, at this moment in time, we don't know, but it's a pretty big outlet, ESPN, so they're reporting that there is £40 million there, and if that's the case, at least we can look forward to some business being done. They do go on to speak about a couple of targets that they believe Liverpool are interested in. One of them is PSV Eindhoven's Johan Bakayoko, who many of you guys know all about. I still haven't really had much of a chance to watch the young man, but he is a name that keeps being mentioned. The second name in this ESPN piece is one that I'll never believe. Even until maybe it happens, I won't believe it. They speak about Liverpool being interested in Manchester City's Calvin Phillips. Now look, I've said this before. I don't see that being a deal that's going to be done for a couple of reasons. One, well, it's Liverpool and Manchester City. We haven't done business in a long time. Secondly, I don't think he's the right fit for Liverpool Football Club. I don't think he's a player we should be looking to bring in. He hasn't had many minutes under City. And I've always said I think Newcastle or Juventus are probably more likely destinations for Calvin Phillips if he does move in January, which he probably will do because, of course, he'll want to get in Gareth Southgate's thinking for the Euros. So the last little bit from this ESPN article, before I link this to the next piece of news, is that they say that there is going to be conversations and that Fabio Carvalho could make a permanent move to Leipzig, despite the fact that Liverpool are considering cancelling his loan move because he hasn't got many minutes. So look, if that was the case, if Leipzig think there's a long-term plan there for him and they come to Liverpool an offer that's acceptable, you'd like to think that it would be one that Liverpool would go with, because I can't see a way that Fabio Carvalho gets his place in this Liverpool team. So that would make more sense to us than being able to take the kid back and having to loan him out to the likes of Fulham or somebody else. So maybe that is the plan, and if that does come to fruition, I think, well, I hope most of you will agree, it's probably the right thing to do for him and for Liverpool. So let's wait and see what happens there. So the reason I've left this story to last is because I wanted to link it all in. And there is an article that's been doing the rounds today and starting to gather a bit of steam. And it comes from Diario AS, who I believe are a Spanish outlet. They say Sporting Lisbon, you can see where I'm going with this already, right? Sporting Lisbon are reportedly ready to let Liverpool target Gonzalo Inacio leave for only £39 million this winter. Now, that £39 million sounds remarkably close to the £40 million budget that ESPN just said that we were working with. Now, I also know that there's a €60 million release clause in Inacio's contract, and there was a €40 or €45 million release clause in the summer, but he signed a new deal with the higher release clause. So I don't know what may have changed there. I'm almost certain I read yesterday from Fabrizio or somebody else that if anybody came in from, they'd have to pay the €60 million, which is about £52 million. But if Liverpool are still interested in Gonzalo Inacio, I've got a couple of questions. One, why didn't we make that move in the summer when we could have gotten him without any hassle for the €40 million? And two, if we're interested now and we can get him for £40 million, surely we do it. The question is, do you think he's the right fit? He's a name that's been long mentioned and a name that's been linked to Liverpool for at least a year that I can think of now. And I've got to say, look, I don't want us to do it at 60 because I think we'd look foolish being able to get him for 20 million beforehand. 20 million cheaper, beforehand. But if he is available for 39 million quid, I'd be all over it if he's the right fit for the club. If he's one that Jurgen wants, get it done. They go on to say that Liverpool have been informed of this as well and are monitoring his situation closely. So it's very intriguing, this one, because it all kind of ties in. The 40 million quid ESPN are talking about, and then the 39 million pound that Dario AS are saying that he could be available for. So let's wait and see what happens. But it's the best bit of news I think we've had this week regarding transfers, even though it is speculation, because of course until a bid goes in or until these negotiations start, it is just that, speculation. But I'm going to try and dig more, try and find out if I can get more information on this. But it's a promising start because it is a position we need to strengthen. We have heard in the media that it is the defensive side of things Liverpool are looking at. So I don't know, folks. I'm a bit excited by this one because player-wise, he's always been somebody I thought was being of a decent level, albeit I haven't watched enough of him. But it was just that €60 million part that was holding me off. So if Liverpool can do it at £40 million, I'm all in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. There won't be a live stream tonight, but we will be live tomorrow for the game at 4:30. So enjoy your Friday evening. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Big game. Come ready to shout. Come ready for war. And hopefully we finish the game and the Christmas period on top of the table. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.